What is up, guys? Joel here, back with another video. And if you are a console gamer in 2020, this is the year we finally get the next generation of consoles like the Sony PlayStation 5 and this, Microsoft's new Xbox Series X. With the holidays being around the corner, these may be hard to find, but I was able to put in a pre-order back in September, and depending when you are watching this video, this week is launch week and I was able to get my hands on it. Now in this video, I wanted to give you my first impressions and set this up for you if you are looking into purchasing the new Xbox Series X this holiday season. Now the last generation of Xbox was the Xbox One, which was released back in 2013. So it's been 7 years since the last generation. So I was pretty pumped up to get my hands on this. I kind of forgot that these consoles weigh a lot, at least this Series X does. But opening up the box, we do get our Xbox Series X console all wrapped up, but underneath just lies a getting started guide. Now inside the other box is simply an ultra high speed HDMI cable for your true 4K gaming and up to 120 frames per second. We also get a power cord, and I'm glad you don't need a huge brick like the last generation of Xbox and other Xboxes as well. One cable is all you need to power this Series X up because the power supply is built into the console itself. But you also get the new Xbox Series X controller, which doesn't look much different than last gen's Xbox controller. And lastly, some AA batteries. Yeah, it's 2020 and you still need AA batteries on the Xbox Series X controller. Now quickly checking out this new controller, you will notice a new button in the middle, which is your dedicated share button, so you can easily capture and share content like screenshots, recordings, and other things. But there is a new hybrid directional pad, and the most noticeable thing I noticed when holding this controller was the textured grip on the triggers, bumpers, and back of the controller. Feels a bit nicer now compared to last gen, and also you do have a USB-C port for charging the controller if you have the rechargeable battery packs in case you don't want to keep using AA batteries, which is what I'll probably do. Everything else is the same, the button layout, and you will still get a 3.5mm stereo headset jack. Now this controller does include Bluetooth compatibility, so you can use this on your PC, Android device, and soon on your iOS device. But finally, unwrapping the Xbox Series X, this brick of a console is what's packing all the weight. Size-wise, comparing it to the Xbox One X, it isn't as large as I thought it was going to be, at least if you consider this to the PlayStation 5 size, because that, on the other hand, is pretty massive. As far as the inputs and outputs, on the back of the Series X, it does have two USB 3.1 Gen 1 ports, an Ethernet port if you want to hardwire this, a power port, and an HDMI 2.1 port. You will also notice the return of a memory card slot for expandable storage if you do run out of space internally. Now speaking about internally, you do get a 1TB SSD to store your massive game installs and save your games. But then again, you can expand it with that memory storage slot, or if you just want to connect an external hard drive directly to the USB 3 port. Now in front of the Series X is another USB 3.1 Gen 1 port and a button to pair your controllers and a 4K UHD Blu-ray drive. Now the Series X does have a vertical airflow system, so on the top of it, if you have this standing up, you will see where the fan is right inside. So with this vertical airflow system, it does keep the console running smoothly and cooling it quietly. Now even with the size of the new Xbox Series X, I can still see it being able to fit in your entertainment setup with its boxy design. Now just like the Xbox One X that was released a few years ago, you can also lay it down if you choose, and that airflow system will just be coming out from the side. So if you do decide to put it into your entertainment system, into a shelf or cabinet, definitely leave some room where that fan sits. That way you'll be able to keep the console cool. But personally, I'm just going to have mine setting up next to my TV for now. It looks just fine when that's set up. But speaking of setting it up, when booting this up for the first time, I was surprised of how you actually set it up, which was pretty cool. All you had to do is set it up using the Xbox app on your Android or iOS device, and simply opening up the Xbox app, type in the code it displays on your console, and from there you just set it up on your phone. Now I did get prompted with some updates, and while I was doing that, I was able to just continue setting up my device while my console continue to do the update. After that was set up, I just had an update for my new controller and I was ready to start playing a game. Now, typically with the launch of new generation consoles, they always have those exclusive type of games, but the Xbox really doesn't have many games right now, at least. One of the games I was really looking forward to at launch was Halo Infinite, but unfortunately that got delayed to 2021. So I didn't end up picking up a game, but the Series X is backwards compatible with a large list of games from the Xbox One, Xbox 360, and original Xbox games. So I simply installed Modern Warfare onto my Xbox. These games that are backwards compatible also even get faster load times, higher resolution, and more stable frame rates. And it did give me an option to install a new high resolution texture pack, and this simply gives better textures when it comes to the operators and the guns, which I did slightly notice whenever I was playing it. So that is a nice plus because it is an Xbox One game now running on the Series X, so you do get slightly better textures when you are gaming. But as of shooting this video, today is actually the launch of Call of Duty Cold War, which is made for the Xbox One, but also the Xbox Series X. So I still haven't got to demo that yet and see if the graphics look a little bit better on the Series X. But throughout my short time of experiencing the Series X, so far I've been enjoying it. One thing is that I wish the dashboard was some type of fresh new look, because this dashboard is the same dashboard as the latest update that came out for the Xbox One. So if you've been gaming on the Xbox One and upgrading to the Series X, you won't see a difference as far as the dashboard, but you will have a little smoother experience than previous because this Xbox Series X is pretty powerful, even just going through menus and things like that. Now with this powerful console, it does have a new feature called Quick Resume, where you can seamlessly switch between multiple games and resume instantly from where you left off. Now if you have the instant on mode turned on, you'll probably be surprised of how quick this thing turns on and you get straight to the game or to your dashboard because it instantly turns on, which is nice. But overall, I'm excited to see what the future holds for these next generations of consoles. The Xbox Series X is super powerful with its 12 teraflops of power and the capability of running true 4K gaming at up to 120 frames per second. But to experience all of that, you will need to have that compatible display, which unfortunately I don't have. I did run a test on my TV to see what it's capable of, and my TV is not capable of running its full potential, unfortunately. So maybe in the future I'll upgrade my TV or just get a monitor that can display 4K at a higher resolution than 60 frames per second, because that's the highest that I can go on my TV. Overall, the Xbox Series X is definitely a powerhouse of a machine, but right now I don't think you can get that full experience of its potential due to the small select of games that are currently available that were developed to take the full power of the Xbox Series X. The controller is not a huge upgrade, so it doesn't feel much of a difference. I do like the grippier back of it and the grippy triggers on them. But I think one of my favorite things is going to be Game Pass, which not only gives you access now to online multiplayer, but also various game titles that you can download straight onto your Xbox and play them on your Xbox. Or if you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, which is $15 a month, you'll be able to play those over the cloud on your Android device. Now there's also another option where you can remotely play on your device, which is what I'm doing here in this demo. So that's also another feature for the Xbox Game Pass. But what are your thoughts on this Xbox Series X? Will you be picking one of these up, or are you going to be getting a PlayStation 5? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below. Which one are you a fan of? Are you a Sony person or a Microsoft person? But other than that, I just wanted to give you my first impressions on the new Series X. As always, if you did enjoy this video, let me know by hitting that like button down below, as it not only lets me know that you enjoyed it, but it also shows support to the channel. I'm also on social media like Twitter and Instagram, so I'll leave those linked down below in the description if you want to give me a follow there. And lastly, if you feel like being awesome, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. The holidays are around the corner, so I'll be probably gaming during these times and get to enjoy these next generation of consoles. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate your support, and I will catch you all on the next one. All right, peace.